What's up guys, it's Zoom here, and on today's video I'm going to be bringing you guys my Traptrix combo tutorial video. And the way I'm going to be doing this video is I'm actually going to be doing test hands, and we're going to be comboing with the test hands. Now there's some hands where you can play it multiple ways, and I'll show you the multiple ways also you can play those hands. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle my deck, and I'm gonna give my opponent an opportunity to cut. So they opted to cut in half, and let's draw our first hand. So we have Hoyotea, Dionea, Hoyotea again, Mantis, and a Thrust. So obviously we're gonna be playing this like my opponent doesn't have a hand trap, but this hand actually gets a little better if they do hand trap us. So right here, this is one of those awkward hands that do tend to happen where you kind of have to lock yourself, or you still have combo but it's a weird combo. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So I'll normal summon Mantis, and I will activate Mantis's effect, and at this point we will search a Arachnocampa. And the reason we search Arachnocampa is so we have an extender. And then we will link summon, and we will go into Sarah. Alright, and then we will go ahead and set our Hoyotea. We'll activate Hoyotea, and we will pitch Hoyotea for the cost, and we will special summon Hoyotea. Now this will give us the option to use Sarah's effect, which we will use Sarah's effect right here. So we will go ahead and special summon, really you want to special summon a Traptrix monster that has a mandatory effect. So we'll special summon Mermelio, or you know, you can get access to really any card you need, but for this instance we'll special summon Mermelio. And I didn't explain why I added the Arachnocampa. So if our opponent Ash Blossom Sarah, this is all we're left with. You can summon Arachnocampa and still end on Reflacia, which is pretty dope. Also right here you can special summon Dionea, but because we already have the Dionea as follow-up in the hand, if you special summon Dionea, you can set your other Hoyotea, and then you can set another trap off of the Dionea effect. That's also an option. But the reason I decided I'm going to go this route is just because, like, I've already went through two Hoyoteas, and this is going to be under a Reflacia. So the fact that I'm actually going to have a Hoyotea already engraved, already ready to set up, is really, really nice. And I would just like to keep it engraved. But you can go the other route also. Like I said, there's multiple routes you can go. But yeah, Mermelio's effect will activate mandatory. So we'll set a Trap card. It really doesn't matter here. We'll just say bottomless right there. And then we will link summon into, not link summon, we'll exceed summon into Reflacia, and that is that hand. You have Arachnocampa for follow-up. You also have Arachnocampa to trigger Sarah if you need to do that, and we have our follow-up. And if our opponent breaks our board or builds their own board, we have Thrust. So let's go ahead and get into another hand. And a lot of these combos are all like dependent on if you know what you're playing against, depending on if you're going second. It just depends on a lot of stuff, so you can definitely play these combos a lot differently. Believe it or not, there's a lot of different combos with this deck itself. So we'll cut in half, and then we'll draw our hands. So Dionea, Mermelio, Pudica, and Hoyotea. This hand is insane. It's just up to you if you want to play into Nibiru. For this instance, we will go ahead and play into a Nibiru, and then I'll show you the route that you don't play into Nibiru. But the route that you don't play into Nibiru is the normal combo route. So we'll go normal summon Pudica. Pudica allows you to add Garden. Oh, Garden's at the bottom. Okay. Pudica allows you to add Garden. you don't have to activate guard in here. You can activate it whenever, but we'll go ahead and link summon off, and we will go into our Sarah, wherever my Sarah went. There's 3 of them. All right, there's Sarah. And then at this point, you can set Hoyotea, or you can go ahead and activate Garden and normal summon Mermelio. 1000% up to you on what you feel comfortable doing. Because if you normal summon Mermelio, you get the effect to pitch a trap, and then you can just add that trap back, and you can just keep the impermanence in hand. So we'll just go that route. We'll activate Garden, and then we'll get our extra normal summon. So we'll normal summon Mermelio. Mermelio effect will activate, and this will allow us to add a trap card to our hand. 1000% up to you on what you want to add, just because you can get it back with this combo. But we'll go ahead and add Trap Hole Nightmare, and then we'll activate Sarah's effect to set a card. This is where I will go ahead and set my follow-up, or just set a Hoyotea. And then I will go ahead and activate the Hoyotea I just set. That gives your opponent the idea that they really don't know what's in your back row outside of the 1 card that you get back with Dianea. So that's actually pretty cool. They won't actually know what this card is. So we'll activate Hoyotea, we'll pitch Nightmare, we'll special summon, and then we will get Sarah's effect to special summon from deck. We'll special summon Dianea, and then Dianea's effect will resolve, setting us a Nightmare. And then right here, it doesn't really matter which monster you leave on board. I personally feel like Mermelio is better in the graveyard at this point. So we'll just go Mermelio in a trap into Reflacia, and you have 2 back rows you can set, and we were able to save our impermanence. And imperm is like one of the better trap cards to activate to get your Sarah to go off. So let's go ahead and draw one more hand. So our opponent's gonna cut in half, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. Alrighty, so this hand is not the best hand whatsoever, but it's okay. So you really rarely, like, this never happens, but this is our hand, so let's go ahead and act like this is our hand. So what we'll do is we'll normal summon Pudica. We'll activate Pudica's effect to search our garden. We will link summon off into Sarah. Right now we'll set the Hoyotea. We'll activate the Hoyotea, special summoning, sending infinite impermanence, and then we'll get Sarah's effect to special summon, and we'll just special summon Mermelio just so we can have that as like a disruption for our opponent depending on what they're playing. And then we'll activate Mermelio's mandatory effect. So this allows us to set a trap from our deck to the field with Sarah. I'll just set Hoyotea. You can really set anything though. And then we will exceed summon into a Reflacia. And then we did have the extra normal summon if we want to go that route. And you can go like another route where like you can activate Garden and like banish some stuff and go that route. But this is like a bad hand and we were still able to do something with it, you know what I mean? Alright guys, and for the last combo I decided to mold like somewhat of like a hand. This is the double XYZ combo. There's multiple ways you can actually go into the double XYZ, but this is just the quick hand I decided to build to go into it. So you need at least these 3 cards with any trap card. So you need a Pudica, an Arachnocamp, and a Hoyotea. Also, you don't have to have an Arachnocampa, this card could actually be a, it could be a Dionea, it could be like a Dionea, it could be a Mantis, it could be literally anything. We'll just go Mantis, I guess. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So we'll normal summon Pudica effect, Garden, we'll activate Garden, and then we'll link summon. We'll go into a Sarah, and then we will set Hoyotea. We'll activate Hoyotea pitching, special summoning. This will allow you to special summon. At this point, it really doesn't matter much. We'll just go into Myrmelio mandatory effect. Sarah's effect to set a trap. We'll just set that trap. And then to play around Nibiru, you can just go ahead and link summon, XYZ summon now. You can go into Reflacia, right? Or you can go into a Redoer. We'll just go Redoer just because we don't care about Nibiru for this combo's sake. And then we'll activate the effect of Garden to normal summon. And then we will activate Mantis' effect to search. Arachnocampa only locks you for the rest of the turn, so we can go ahead and special summon that. And then we can exceed and go into a Reflacia. And that is it, guys. That's it for the combo tutorial. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and watching the video. Hope you guys liked and enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. And I hope you guys have a great day. My name's Zoom. Peace.